toxic relationship. Hi everyone, welcome to a new month and happy new month and welcome to August. So, welcome to another episode with Real Talk with Joy Chisom, and I remain your host, Joy Chisom. Tonight, we would be talking about something very crucial that is affecting a lot of persons. And what is that? Toxic relationships. Yes. Well, before we go into tonight's episode, if you are yet to subscribe, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification, and do well to share this channel so that others get to see what we are building here together. So let us go into toxic relationships. Toxic relationships can be very, very draining, damaging, can make us to even doubt ourselves, doubt our sanity. And it is very necessary that we empower ourselves with the right knowledge to be able to identify when we find ourselves in such relationships. Identifying them on time would help us or prevent us from going into it and having to look for solutions to coming out of it and making our mind to be stable all over again. And that is what this episode is about, putting us the knowledge that we need to have to be empowered enough to stay away or avoid such relationships. And we're going to move straight ahead to the signs you need to note to know that you're in a toxic relationship or about going into one. And the first is constant criticisms and belittling. The point says it all. When you find yourself in a relationship where your partner is constantly criticizing you, they have nothing positive to share about your personality, to talk about yourself. They do not see any of your strengths, but only your weaknesses, and continually put it in your face and belittle you, or even compare you to someone else. Then you should know that that is a sign to putting you on the edge, to understand that this is a toxic relationship, or this is something that is almost likened to a toxic relationship. Your partner should be your push, should be someone who is helping you to move forward. And when they do that, they recognize your weaknesses and help you grow out of them. They don't bring out your weaknesses to you in a way to make you look down on yourself. That is what I am trying to tell you. Constant criticisms from your partner, belittling you, making you feel like you have nothing to offer, you are not valuable enough, they are just managing you. You know that they have other options out there. They didn't have a reason to really pick those options, so they just had to take you. Feeling like you are in a relationship that is making you lose your personal worth, your value, is very wrong, because you'll not be able to bring out your best out of that relationship, because your best is not even recognized. So please, the first point to noting or sign to knowing that you're in a toxic relationship is that you're constantly criticized and belittled. Another is they do not respect your boundaries. You know how I mentioned something on one of our episodes on setting up boundaries, setting out limits to your partner, to understanding that these are the levels you can get to, this is the level you cannot get to, so that they do not push you to the wall. And they do not respect these boundaries. They feel like, who are you giving boundaries to? You're not supposed to. You don't have any right to even doing such. Every human being has boundaries. Remember how when we were growing up, we had rules in the house. Don't come back late. Do not associate with this kind of persons. They are putting you on important things to be able to build yourself with. And then now you are an adult and you also have your own boundaries. You also have your limits. You also have those things that would want to push you to reacting negatively. And I'm sure you don't want that. So when your partner don't see a reason to respect those boundaries, then you should look at it again. Is this something you want to settle with? Is this something you want to manage? Because like I always tell people, relationships, don't manage or don't be doing, I want to manage, let me just be going like that no matter what. You will not find true happiness and fulfillment in it. So when you notice that your boundaries are not respected or valued, then you should know that's a sign to a toxic relationship. And the last for this is emotional blackmail and guilt tripping. when you bring up things that your partner is not doing properly or things that you're noticing in the relationship that's in the negative, and you both have to work on it together, or it's something that's from their end and they begin to make you feel like these things you're saying are not what it is. They emotionally blackmail you, make you feel guilty, make it look like it's your fault that this is happening. Then, my dear, that's a sign that you're in a toxic relationship. And like when I said that toxic relationship can be draining and damaging, I wasn't joking when I started with that point. So never settle for such. When your partner constantly criticizes you and belittles you, does not respect your boundaries, emotionally blackmail you, and guilt trip you into feeling or thinking that there's something wrong with you, that's why the relationship is not working, then, my dear, please try to run away from such a relationship. But then I would be doing a part 2 of this episode to sharing how you can be able to overcome this kind of toxic relationship if you're in any or you are about going any. How to avoid all of this is going to be our part 2, which is next week's episode. So if you already have learned something in tonight's episode, do well to drop in a comment, subscribe, hit the notification button so you get notified on the part 2 of next week's episode, which is toxic relationship. Thank you for tuning into tonight's episode. Like I always say, I love you all and bye.